Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison of a few of the bigger stick foundations that are at least in Sephora. I chose the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick, the Anastasia Beverly Hills stick foundation, and the Hourglass Vanish stick foundation. So in this video I am going to try on all three of the foundations and let you guys know kind of how they behaved and how I liked each one and how they applied and things like that. Just a note, my skin tone is extremely hard to match. It is very, very hard to match. I don't match in almost any foundation brand at all. Makeup Forever is like the one that I match the best in, and this is a perfect match for me. It's shade 115 or R230, but I'm going to start off with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This one is the same formula as that beloved Ultra HD liquid that everyone adores and I'm obsessed with. It's what I wear all the time, every single day. And this one is just going to be, because they put it in a solid form, they wanted it to be hydrating at the same time, because a lot of stick foundations are very dry and much better for oily skin. But this one is actually more hydrating than the liquid version. So it has hyaluronic acid in it, the formula does, but they put extra hyaluronic acid in the stick form so that it's actually going to be more hydrating than the liquid is, which is crazy. And the liquid's good for any skin type, and so this one is just like, it's surprisingly great for dry skin, if that makes sense. And out of the three of them, this one matched me the best. I went around Sephora to all three of these brands to try and match and find what shade in those brands matched this and matched me closest, and I couldn't find a great match in the other ones. So I'm not really going to be you know, I'm not gonna blame those brands for not matching me or anything. Like, that's not gonna be a ding in this comparison, if that makes sense. But that is something to note, that it's very easy to match a lot of skin tones in the Ultra HD. The other two brands go really yellow, golden, which is the problem with a lot of foundation brands. So anyway, I also did want to break down the price for you guys, just because, you know, a stick foundation is not a stick foundation is not a stick foundation. You know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to hide product in packaging and not be able to tell how much you're actually getting for the price. So I wrote down each of these formulas and I kind of broke them down by price per volume, which you guys know I do a lot of the time with products when I'm comparing them. The Makeup Forever one is $43 for this stick. It's 0.44 ounces. Now, most foundations in a liquid form are 1 ounce or sometimes a little bit more or less, but around 1 ounce. And in a stick form, because you get so much coverage and a little bit goes a long way, they're smaller. So that's just something to expect, and it's just the way that it is, and that's fine. It's not like it doesn't last as long because you're actually getting a lot more coverage than a liquid. Anyway, so this one, like I said, is $43. It's 0.44 ounces, which breaks down to $98 an ounce. That sounds like a lot, but we're not buying an ounce, right? Like, we're buying about half of that. And as far as the application goes on this one, I really love the way that it glides onto the skin. You can see both in the swatches that I did at the beginning of the video and also here as I'm applying it, that it kind of glides really nicely as you're applying the product, and it doesn't kind of skip or drag your skin when you apply it. So like I said, really great for dry skin, which I have. If you have oily skin, this may be too hydrating for you. You kind of have to blend it out quickly because it kind of starts to melt into your skin really nicely, but it kind of sets up where it is. If you're not fast enough with blending it out, that goes for all of these and all stick foundations in general, but just something to know that is helpful. For me, I haven't really found any foundation that does not work with a beauty blender, so I'm just trying this one because it's what I use, it's what I would use, and it's, you know, the most fair way to test it out on my skin, for me at least. I did one application and then you could see I kind of went in certain areas where I wanted more coverage and just built it up a little bit. Next up is the Anastasia stick, and I'm gonna give you the value breakdown for that one really quick here. So this one is $25, but it does give you less product, so you're only getting 0.32 ounces in this one. This one does come out to be $78 an ounce, so it is the most cost effective of the three. However, you might be able to tell when I'm applying it here, the coverage is not great. And maybe it's just because this is absolutely wrong for dry skin. As I found out when applying this, it's very hard to blend on dry skin. It skips on your skin, like it drags it, and it's just so uncomfortable. I have a feeling that if you have really oily skin, this might be awesome for you. I really can't say, but on dry skin, this is a no-go. I actually would not even use this on normal skin either. I would definitely only use this if you have really oily skin. It also comes in a lot of kind of kind of different shades. A lot of them are yellow, like I said, and the pink ones are just too dark, and it's just, the shade selection is a little bit wonky. It was also a lot of work to blend out. It's just a lot of work. And like I said, I know I'm using a beauty blender, but a beauty blender should work for any foundation. I'm not even joking, it should. And if you get a foundation that's like, oh no, that only works with the brush that this brand makes or whatever, like, no, I'm not doing that. That's so silly. So like I said, it's a lot of work to blend out, and then once blended, the coverage actually that you're left with is not amazing. This one I did not go in with powder because it was already so dry that I knew it was just gonna look super cakey, and I just didn't see a reason to go there. So yeah, I mean, like I said, if you have super oily skin, this might be just exactly what you need. I would just give it a try, like maybe in the Sephora store if you can, and see how it goes on, because for me, like if I were to just go into the store and try it, I would know immediately that this is not the foundation for me. And last we have the Hourglass Foundation. This is the one that I'm actually wearing in the intro of this video. So it ended up looking nice, even though it was definitely too yellow for me, but you can kind of see that when I'm applying it here. This one is $46 and you get 0.25 ounces, which is the least amount of product of any of these, and it's actually super annoying because I really do like the formula on this one, but it breaks down to $184 an ounce. Just to run through that again, the Anastasia one was $78 an ounce, the MUFE one was $98 an ounce, and this one was $184 an ounce. That's just silly to me, you guys. I don't even care like how good it is, that's silly to me. It is more hydrating than the Anastasia one, and it is easier to blend than the Anastasia one. Powder does sit really nicely on this, which I love. The coverage is pretty good. I would just treat it the same as the MUFE one and just go back over spots if you wanted to add a little bit of coverage, but it's pretty good. I thought it would be easier to blend based on how easily it glides on, and it feels very hydrating, so I thought it would actually be easier to blend than the MUFE one, but it's about the same. Possibly a little bit harder to blend, but you know, it's still a really nice one. It's good. The shade selection is kind of small in Sephora, at least in my store, and it didn't really match me exactly, again, as you can kind of tell from the video, but this one is okay. I could fudge this one to kind of be my shade, so it would be fine. So there you have my kind of demos and swatches and thoughts about these 3 different formulas. Personally, for me, I'm gonna continue to use the MUFE one just because I really like this one for my skin type. The price is really great compared to the Hourglass one, and the Anastasia one was just not for dry skin at all, like not even at all. So I personally, like I said, I'm gonna go for this one. It is middle of the road when it comes to the price breakdown, so you get more in the actual tube than you do with the Hourglass one, but it's pricier than the Anastasia one. To me, this was too similar to the Hourglass performance-wise, like the way that it went on, the coverage and stuff, they were pretty comparable, so I'm just not gonna shell out that huge price tag for the other one when I get so much more for my money with the MUFE one. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. I will link everything that I'm wearing on my face on the blog, and I will list that link down below so you guys can find that, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!